Hey everyone, welcome to another Halo action figure review. I am KoBaC, and today we're going to be reviewing the Series 3 Master Chief from the Jazwares Spartan collection. Now, if you've seen my Series 2 Master Chief review, you know I just love not only the character Master Chief, but I just love that figure. This particular figure, I do not have the same appreciation. And in fact, my response was more,
look how they massacred my boy.
When I opened this figure, I had already known when I picked it up from the store that it is different, and we'll get into the paint application differences. The sculpt of the figure, I don't notice any difference. The accessories, though, is the main thing that really sticks out to me. So he comes with two accessories, because most of the Spartan collection comes with multiple hands, which we'll get into, but also usually, I believe, pretty much everybody has two accessories. I think Palmer might have an extra, but I'll cover that in the review. So with the Chief here, he comes with a commando rifle, which, nice enough paint job, not upset about that at all. Where my frustrations emit from is this, I'm going to say, crappy, goofy thing that this does nothing for me. I had thought that there was a chance that this was supposed to be spring-loaded. No, there's no buttons, there's no springs, there's just a goofy string with a hook. So this Grappleshot, in my opinion, this right here makes the figure not worth picking up. In my opinion, if you're like most collectors and you're like, okay, I have a limited budget and I can only get, so many figures per month or per year, which Master Chief should I get? I'm going to tell you right now, go and buy the Series 2. Go buy Series 2. Series 2 should still be available pretty much everywhere that sells the Halo figures for Jazwares. Get the Spartan Collection Master Chief from Series 2. Series 1, as I heard it, or heard from other reviewers or other collectors, the Series 1s sometimes had issues with the joints. I feel that my Series 2 Chief is phenomenal. This one, no. So, as you guys know, the Grappleshot, if you've seen any of the footage of Halo Infinite, as of the recording of this, it hasn't been released. It's not this freaking big, okay? So that's the first thing, because they're like, oh, well, we want to make sure that there's, you can hook onto things, because that's what every adult collector wants. But Rick, these are made for kids, you say. No, they're not. They're made for adult collectors, because Halo, up until, I believe, Infinite's PG-13, or whatever the teen rating is for video games, it's been a mature game franchise. So to kind of just knock somebody's knees in and be like, oh, well, this is for kids now. Stop it. We all know, most of the people watching this, because you guys grew up watching my videos, we're all like into adulthood now. This is goofy. You have to pry it off, and I'm convinced that at some point I'm going to end up scratching something and be unhappy. This is what it looks like off of Chief's wrist. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I'll make fun of it some more later. But underneath, Chief has another Grappleshot. Now, this is more to scale of how it's going to be in the game. I don't know if it's perfect, but it's way better, right? It's much smaller. It doesn't make any sense how there's any sort of freaking rope in this at this size, because it's so tiny, but at least it's more in scale. However, it doesn't come off. This one, though, you can take off and put on any of the other Spartans that you hate. I know I'm giving it a little bit of flack, but I'm really disappointed with how this turned out. And now that I'm looking at the figure, yeah, I've got some super glue fume marks. That's nice. Really adds to the paint job here. Because the problem is, and I know that Jazwares had this in development before I started doing reviews again. I know that Jazwares probably doesn't give two rat flips about what one reviewer says about their figures. I am severely disappointed in this. And like I've already mentioned, I would recommend not getting this figure, which sucks because when I went to Walmart where I found Master Chief and the orange Mark 5B, don't get me started on why we have so many Mark 5s. Different video. Okay, anyway, the case for these comes with 3 Chiefs. When are toy developers going to understand, yes, you got to make the heroes. Yes, you have to make enough of the heroes. But your collectors who are going to go and buy multiples or at least collect one of every wave don't want a bunch of Chiefs. As it is, I passed on the Series 1 Chief because I got into Spartan Collection with 2. You guys don't care about this ranting. I'm just saying, this figure sucks. And I have almost never given out that rating or used that sort of language with any figure. I am super disappointed with this, and I feel that Jazwares should be embarrassed with themselves because this is just ridiculous. There's no justification for why it's so big. And I know someone's saying that's what she's, but we're not going there. This doesn't make any sense. It should be spring-loaded, at the very least, to at least make up for the ridiculous size. And to show you here with the Grappleshot, because you've already seen Chief reviews, so I'm trying to show the differences between Chiefs, not necessarily do an entire review just of Master Chief, because I love Master Chief. And this isn't just some rant from some fanboy or something. This is a consumer being irritated that the figure that they just bought doesn't meet up to the standard that Jazwares has already, in my mind, associated with all of Series 2, because that's when I got into it. Yes, I bought a bunch of the Series 1, as you can, I have them. But still, right here, if you can see, there is a small tab at the back of the hook and the Grappleshot, and it's going to plug into this little tiny rectangle hole, and it does. But you really have to push it, at least for mine, and maybe once you do it several times, it'll be a little easier. But I am positive that more than likely this is going to break, or it's going to get so much wear that it's not going to hold anymore. Is that a big deal? No. It's just another tally mark for why you should pass on this figure, because this thing right here is going to end up getting broken. The plastic here for the gauntlet, we'll say the bracelet part of it, is hard plastic, which is strange because all of their weapons have been super bendy. And then they make this one and they're like, what we should do is hard plastic. And then they got to push it onto the forearm. That's a good idea. Whoever did this, slap them with a fish. Okay. All right. Moving on from the Grappleshot. The small Grappleshot I like. I wish it came off. I know that they probably wouldn't have a way to plug it into the other figures, but at least then I could sort of customize my Spartans. Not a big deal, not the end of the world. It'd be nice if maybe they made that as a feature where, just like you have the reversible pegs on the thighs and the back, if they also had it here on the gauntlet, because the Grappleshot is part of Halo Infinite. And then that way, future Spartan collection starting from Series 3 and then 4, 5, 6, however many they're going to do, at least then we'd be able to make that interchangeable with other Halo Infinite Spartans. Anyway, moving on past the accessories. Actually, why don't we go ahead and get into the other part of accessories and the hands. The hands, you can't really see them. Let's adjust this. Okay. The hands here, this is not my best review. I'm all messed up because I'm irritated. So for the hands that we get here with the Series 3 Chief, we get 2 fists, a left and a right hand that are open, a double point, as you can see, double, index and middle finger pointing, because it's rude to point with one finger, but 2, you work at Disney. And then a right and left relaxed hand. I have the other one up on Chief. Now, the difference from the Chief from before, from my Series 2 Chief, first off, you might not be able to notice in this, but oh well. It's bad when a reviewer's like, oh, it fell, maybe it'll break. The paint job is obviously different because this one has way more wear and tear. The green is also a softer green, while this is a harsher green. My hands for my Series 2 didn't really match the Series 2 body. I feel that these hands do match better. So, hey, kudos to that. They got something right. The pegs are also different. Noticing that on the Series 2, it's kind of hard to see. There's like 2 rings, basically. On the Series 3 hands, it's more of a solid nub. I think this will probably hold up better, I hope, versus the rings. But the difference between the Series 2 hands, which I believe the Series 2 and Series 1 Chief are exactly the same. Series 3 is very different. So Series 2 has 2 fists, a double pointing hand, just like the Series 3. Both have relaxed hands, but the difference is that in the Series 2, you get 2 trigger finger. Or, I mean, you could say it's pointing, but it also acts as a trigger finger. The Series 3 just has like the open hands, kind of like for Jerome for holding a shotgun. I don't know why they did it that way, but I love the fact that we get extra hands. I really do. That is one of the biggest Getting multiple hands to me is one of the bigger pluses of the Spartan collection because yes, their scale is taller, they're heftier. I appreciate that. The sculpting, I think, is still amazing, or at least good enough that I don't feel ripped off, right? I feel very satisfied buying these retail price of $19.99 in most of the stores, at least in the U.S. The hands are awesome because now I get to do multiple poses. I like that they're trying to improve them, so the Series 3 has a little bit more of a modification from the Series 2. I'm awesome. I appreciate that. I appreciate Jazwares trying to do some things to be able to make these better. Now, let's move forward to paint job. Because I believe the articulation is the exact same as Series 2 and Series 1 Chief. So paint job here is... it's not good, okay? So let me do a comparison of the Series 2 Chief. Got a little bit of awkward application of some of this silver paint here. My hand was in the way, so you couldn't see it. Some of the silver paint for the weathering is a little heavy-handed. I love this scorch mark here. Looks really good. I'm happy with this overall. And then we get this Chief, and we're like, Chief, you need a friggin' bath, man. Like, you are just covered in black airbrush. I don't know what happened here. I really don't know what happened. It's very different. So you've got more of like a battle damage Chief and then like Chief, just not clean Chief. So another big difference is the visor. This visor here appears to just be a gold paint, while before it was a nice shiny chrome. I can see my finger moving in the reflection. Apparently for Series 3, they've done away with the chrome visors. I don't know if that's because of cost. A lot of things are going up from China in price, and it's not China's fault necessarily. Plastics have gone up a lot. Shipping costs have gone up a lot as of recording this video. So I'm not totally irritated that they've had to change the visors, because I personally would prefer they change the visors, which is a small thing, rather than maybe cutting corners somewhere else. Now, something else that is different is Series 2 Chief, he is completely black for his undersuit. For whatever reason, the elbows here of Series 3 are like a soft teal. Why? I don't know. I mean, like, look how much battle damage is on this figure. Oh, and I just slapped my camera with my elbow. He's so dirty everywhere. I guess some people will probably love it. Some people are going to get this and be like, KoBaC's a dork. This is the best figure ever. Okay. Okay. Posability is good. I don't feel like any of the joints are super loose. They're a little bit, the ankle's a little loose, but I don't feel like it's so bad that I can't pose him. I'm more frustrated with the Grappleshot and then with the weird battle damage. I don't appreciate... I am knocking everything. I'm sorry, guys. I am not appreciative of the super glue marking here from where it dried and the fumes kind of, just discolored the figure. I'll give them a little bit of grace that while it sucks for me, maybe every other person who watches this review isn't going to have that problem. Okay? If this is the first time you've seen any of the Spartan collection figures, let me tell you that I absolutely absolutely am not lying when I say that I love this line. This line of figures is phenomenal. I'm just heavily disappointed with this particular figure, and I do not recommend getting this unless you're a completionist and you have the money and you just, I don't know, you just gotta get it, you know, then okay. But, yeah. All right, for a height comparison, we have one of the World of Halo line Master Chiefs, and I can delicately navigate my ruler in here, and Master Chief comes out to, it's about 7.5 inches, somewhere around there. I'm pretty happy with the height of this line. I love the Spartan Collection line itself. I'm just very disappointed in this particular figure, and in this right here, I don't like it. When I saw the preview pictures, I was a little concerned. I have nothing to do with this extra line. So what am I supposed to do? Just like let it just friggin' hang there? Like that's I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with it. Comment below what you're gonna do with yours when you get it. That would be cool. Maybe you guys will have a cool suggestion, and I'll have something to do with mine. But for now, it's just going to go in a drawer somewhere and where I never have to see it and feel guilty again. So anyway, sorry for the negative review. I want you guys to know that when I do these reviews, one of the things that I'm trying to do, because I know not everyone has the money to be able to buy all the figures, that if I can provide feedback to help navigate or help give you information to make a better decision financially, that's what I hope to do. I would seriously recommend, if you want a Chief, go get Series 2. I would even buy Series 1 Chief, taking the gamble on the joints, if you could find one in the wild or on a secondary site like eBay or something cheap enough. I would rather get one of those, get a cleaner looking Chief that also comes with the assault rifle, because, you know, if you're going to get Chief, you got to get the assault rifle. I don't mind getting the commando rifle for this particular figure. It's nice to, you know, it would be kind of annoying to get Chief with the same gear every time. Unless some reason in the game he's going to get super dirty at some point, it's kind of just, I don't know. It didn't, yeah. It doesn't say anywhere on the box that this is like battle damage Master Chief. So it's just kind of wonky to kind of make him so filthy. But anyway, I hope you guys know I don't try to just, you know, squeeze out these reviews and be as positive as I can. Normally I'm really excited about them, and I tell you how I feel. This one I'd say don't get. All right? So thank you guys very much for watching, commenting, supporting the channel, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. See ya.